about the Prophet used to drink. He preferred not only alcohol, he preferred the strong one, the one who make you, drunk. Even he used to make wine. This is, by the way, a Muslim website, and I think I'm showing you those hadith from there. The Prophet always, he used to drink wine. Even in the mosque, he used to drink wine. It's all over your Islamic books.
Now, first of all, CP lied, since if you look at the red underlined, it says Muslim apologetics would argue that Nabi isn't always referring to an intoxicated drink. So they're referring to us Muslim apologetics. So this means this website is not Muslim website. This is a website trying to spread lies about Islam. And these are non-Muslims who are doing this. However, we have seen that in the first hadith, Muhammad asked that it has to be intoxicated. In the last hadith posted the exact word khamra, which means alcohol. This is completely wrong. Nowhere does it say intoxicated. They thought khamr or khamara only means intoxicated, but let me prove to you that they are wrong. So as you can see, CP refers to this hadith in this website, which is in Sahih Muslim, translated wrong and false by these people to deceive the Muslims. It says, "We were with the Prophet of Allah and he was thirsty, and a man said, 'O Prophet of Allah, do you want to drink wine?' Prophet of Allah said, 'Yes.' The man went to get the wine. The Prophet of Allah said, 'Make it intoxicated,' and he made Muhammad drink." This is clearly wrong because first of all, there's issues. Make it intoxicated, it's khammara. Khammara shay means he covered it, and the Prophet actually covered it with a stick. Because nabid, and as for the wine is not the nabid actually means a fruit juice made of dates, honey, etc. If nabid stays for more than 96 hours, then it becomes intoxicated. So before it becomes intoxicated, they used to drink it, and it did not intoxicate. Nabid can mean intoxicated wine and not intoxicated wine. Now, first of all, I want to go through details. There was a time before alcohol became forbidden that the Prophet Muhammad that it was permissible for the Muslims to drink wine, and it was permissible to sell it and to get money, use it as like a type of business. That was before it was forbidden. It became forbidden afterwards. The Muslims stopped to drink it. So any intoxication is haram. Any type of wine that is intoxicated is haram. Now, there's only one point I want you to bear in mind through this video, because I'm going to go through details. The Prophet Muhammad and Abu Bakr never drank wine before the Prophet Muhammad received revelation, so before Gabriel came to him. So the Prophet Muhammad never drank wine all his life, even before becoming a prophet. And Abu Bakr Siddiq, before Islam, he never drank wine, and after Islam he never drank wine. They were asked why, the Prophet Muhammad and Abu Bakr, and they said, because we do not want people to look down on us, and we do not want to lose our character. Because when a person starts drinking wine and getting drunk, he starts to lose his character. People start looking at him, oh look, this is a drunkard, this guy's manners become bad, everything. And I really do recommend a book that I read when I was really young. It's a small seerah about Abu Bakr as-Siddiq. This is the book, Abu Bakr as-Siddiq. You can read it, and you can notice that Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiallahu anhu and the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam never drank wine, because for this reason. This is from A'lam al-Khulafa. Okay? And basically these books come in categories. So first starts with Abu Bakr as-Siddiq, then Umar ibn al-Khattab, then Uthman ibn Affan, then Ali ibn Abi Talib. So I really do recommend this book for starters. Okay. Second of all, now that we got this out of the way, to show that the Prophet Muhammad never drank alcohol in all his life, even when it was permissible, he never drank it. The companions such as Hamza, radiallahu anha, and some companions did drink alcohol, and some others did not drink alcohol. They refrained from it even before it was forbidden. I want to go through details what CP was mentioning. CP was mentioning about the word nabith. Nabith is actually made when it's actually a juice that is made from grapes, from dates, from honey. And this juice, the Arabs used to drink it. When they first made it, they used to leave it for overnight till the next day, till it kind of gets, they drink it as a juice. If it stays more than that, it becomes intoxicated. So before, when they drink it, it didn't become intoxicated. But for those who really want to go far and get intoxicated and get drunk, they leave it more than that for about 96 hours till it becomes really, really, intoxicated, and they drink it. Now, first of all, nabith, as you can see in the dictionary, this is from the website called Al-Ma'ani. Al-Ma'ani is a dictionary, Arabic dictionary website. Okay, and it says here, I will go through details. وانتبذته اتخذته نبيذا وسواء كان مسكرا أو غير مسكر. Right? So she took it as a juice. Nabith literally means juice. سواء كان, or wine, whether it is usually they used to call juice, regular juice, wine, whether it is intoxicated or not intoxicated. So this type of wine or juice was, when the Prophet Muhammad used to drink it, it was not intoxicated. And so here, as you can see, this is the definition. I will translate it for you. Okay, if we go here on Google Translate, I'll translate for everyone to see, and whether it is intoxicating or not intoxicating. So nabith can have two meanings. When it's first made, it's not intoxicating. When it stays for 96 hours, it becomes intoxicated. So the Prophet Muhammad used to drink nabith when it was not intoxicated. Now, as for the hadith that CP did not even show, this is hadith in Sahih Muslim. Okay, it says Jabir ibn Abdullah reported, and keep the heading in line, chapter drinking nabith and covering vessels. Bab man shuriba an-nabidhi wa takhmir al-ina. Takhmir al-ina, takhmir comes from the word khamr. Now, khamr can have many meanings in Arabic. It can mean alcohol, it can mean intoxication, and it can mean to cover something, to cover the vessels, right? So Jabir ibn Abdullah reported, we were with Allah's Messenger ﷺ and he asked for water. A person said, Allah's Messenger ﷺ, may we give you nabith? Notice how the website, the anti-Islamic website that CP showed, they actually manipulated the hadith, and instead they wrote alcohol or wine as nabith. While nabith does not only mean wine, it can mean a regular juice, a non-intoxicating juice, right? Or a non-intoxicating wine. Nabith, to drink. Here the Holy Prophet ﷺ said, yes, you may. So the Prophet said, yes, you can make for me this type of juice, non-intoxicating juice, so I can drink. He, the narrator, said, then that person went out speedily and brought a cup containing nabith, okay, whereupon Allah's Messenger ﷺ said, why did you not cover it? So instead of that, they wrote, why did you not intoxicate it? Because what they thought is, right, they said, فقال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم ألا خمرته, right? They thought خمرته means why did you not intoxicate it? Because as I said, khamr has many meanings. Khamr can mean to cover something, a vessel. Khamr can mean to something that intoxicate, or wine or alcohol, right? وَلَوْ تَعْرُضُ عَلَيْهِ عُودًا, right? The Prophet ﷺ says, why did you not cover it even if it is with a wood? He said that then he drank it, right? قَالَ فَشَرِبَ. So what these liars did, is they took the word ألا خمرته and they assumed that khamr here means intoxication, right? And I will refute it, because I will show you that it's not intoxication. So here we can check. Jabir reported that a person who was known as Abu Humayd brought for him the Holy Prophet ﷺ a cup of milk from Al-Naqi. Allah's Messenger ﷺ said, "Why did you not cover it even with a wood across it?" Right? That جاء رجل يقال له أبو حميد بقدح من لبن فقال له رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم ألا خمرته ولو تعرض عليه عودا ولو تعرض عليه عودا. عود can mean a stick. So for example, I take this, right? And when I make nabid or that type of drink with this cup, I have to leave it overnight. So when I leave it overnight, from the sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ is that I have to cover it with something on top. Okay? And the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said that the reason during nighttime you should cover the food, the containers that have food in them, or cover the drinking vessels. And this is a sunnah. So now this wouldn't mean khammartahu, it would not make sense to say, oh, why did you not intoxicate the milk? You can't intoxicate the milk. He said, and he said, and it wouldn't make sense when he says, وَلَوْ تَعْرُضُ عَلَيْهِ عُودًا. So can you intoxicate something with a stick, a oud? Can you actually put a oud inside something, a stick inside something, and it becomes intoxicated by that stick? No, udan is a stick of wood, a wooden stick. Doesn't make sense. And the reason why the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said this in another hadith we can see, because this guy, Christian Prince, by the way, he does not know any Arabic. Do not fall for this guy's tricks. He does not know any Arabic. And we will see in this hadith how the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, uses the word khamr, okay, to mean covering the food overnight or the drinking vessels overnight. So I'll wait till this loads. Okay, so going to a hadith of Sahih al-Bukhari. The chapter heading is covering the containers. What is the word used? Babu taghtiyatul ina. Taghtiya means covering the containers. Okay, let's see. In Sahih al-Bukhari, in this hadith, as you can see the reference below, narrated Jabir. Allah's Messenger ﷺ said, extinguish the lamps when you go to bed. So when it's night time, you go to bed, extinguish the lamps. Turn off the light. Close your doors. Tie the mouths of your water skins and cover the food and drinks. I think he added, even with a stick you place across the container. And the word cover here, the food and drinks in the Arabic, is what? وَخَمِّرُوا الطَّعَامَ وَالشَّرَابَ وَأَحْسَبُهُ قَالَ وَلَوْ بِعُودٍ تَعْرُضْهُ عَلَيْهِ. Right? He said, خَمِّرُوا, he used the word khamr, which CP thought that it's meant in this intoxication, when it's not. Khamiru can mean what? Cover the food, not intoxicate the food, cover the food and drinks, and even with a wood. So it wouldn't make sense to say intoxicate the food and the drinks, even with a wood that you put on top of it. It says cover the foods and drinks, and I think he added, even with a stick you place across the container. Okay, even with a stick, cover it with a wooden stick. So the word khammiru right now, we have established that the word khammiru is not what CP thought it was, and it's not what these anti-Islamic, non-Arabic people who claim to know Arabic meant by that. The hadith clearly says khammiru, right? وخمروا الطعام والشراب وأحسبه قال ولو بعود تعرضه عليه. That خمروا, use khamr, not intoxicate the food and drinks, cover the food and drinks, even with a oud, even with a stick or with a lid, like a wooden lid. تعرضه عليه, you place over it, on top of it. And now you can't use wood to intoxicate the food and drinks, and it wouldn't make sense to say that. And it wouldn't make sense to put the wood on top of a food or a drink and intoxicate it immediately. It doesn't make sense. And it doesn't make sense to intoxicate the food because it's talking about the food as well. So now we have established that the word here, خمروا, used in all of these ahadith, such as this as well. ألا خمرته ولو تعرض عليه عودا. Right? When the Prophet was given milk, the Prophet Muhammad says, why did you not cover it even with a wood across it? Why don't you cover the milk even with a wood across it? And the word cover here is translated as خمروا, which people thought it meant intoxication, but it doesn't make sense to say intoxication. And literally here, drinking nabidh and covering vessels, باب في شرب النبيذ وتخمير الإناء. تخمير الإناء, covering the vessels, not intoxicating the vessels. So clearly even here, ألا خمرته ولو تعرض عليه عودا. Right? The hadith that CP was saying, oh, nabidh here means wine, and why did you not intoxicate it? And the Prophet ﷺ saying, why are you not intoxicated? They changed it. They wrote intoxication when it meant cover it. Why do you not cover it? Even with a wood. Do you intoxicate something with a wood? Seriously. You cover something with a wood. He said then he drank it. So you see how they manipulated the hadith. And I wanna give a clear message out. For all those Muslims, Arabic speakers and non-Arabic speakers, don't fall for the tricks. Don't fall for these idiots that claim to know Arabic while they don't know nothing of Arabic. You go study Islam. And don't keep saying, oh, I have questions, I have doubts, I have this and that. Go give your time, struggle for Islam. When you struggle, when you do ijtihad in Islam, you get good deeds for it. You get hasanat. So I want everyone to go and actually start studying Islam. If you don't know Arabic, learn the Arabic language. Or at least go look it up in the sources, what khamr means. Khamr can have many meanings. And in this case, khamr means not intoxication. The Prophet didn't get intoxicated, never drank alcohol in all his life. Khamr here means to cover. Khammar al-shay means he covered it. Nabidh, the word nabidh, is actually a juice or wine that is not intoxicated. If left for long, like 96 hours, it becomes intoxicated. So this is why people are like, like I said before in the translation here, right? وانتبذته اتخذته نبيذا, she took it as a wine or a juice. وسواء كان مسكرا أو غير مسكر, and even if it was intoxicated or not intoxicated. So as you can see, this is from the Arabic dictionary, and it's known, right? So please study. This is my advice to everyone. Okay, and I want to also show, just so everyone doesn't doubt what I'm saying, I want to complete this. I want to show what the word khammar or khamr al-shay can means he covered it, right? And the words here are used are khammar, right, or khammaratu, khammar or khammaratu with a shadda, wa khammiru, right? So let me show. So as you guys can see, I am back in this page, which is actually the Al-Ma'ani. As you can see, this is Al-Ma'ani, the dictionary page of Arabic dictionary translations. Khammara al-shay, the word used khammara, something, means ghattahu, he covered that thing. And if you don't believe me, we're gonna go and we're gonna put غطاه means covered it. Assalamu alaikum.